I'm sure you've heard the stories. They have killed lions. Even here on our own property, they have decapitated coyote. And today, I have to move them. We're talking about our big birds, our ostriches. Sorry to see that. I feel like everything from my belly button down is pretty safe. Of course, I'll throw my boots on, so I should be very protected from the waist down, which is very important. Now let's focus on our upper body. Now, what you may not know is that you do not have to worry about the upper body of an ostrich. You only have to worry about the talon. The talon is the body part that they have known to, well, they can gut you. I'll just say it that way. They've been known to gut you. Pillowcase. This has to go over his head. If an ostrich cannot see what he's kicking, he's a whole lot less likely to kick you. Of course, we will be wearing our boots and my face gear. In case you're wondering, this was my inside sweater, and this here was the outside sweater, and that talon went through both. How about that? All right, Carl and the ladies are loaded, and they will be moving now to their new forever home. And when I say forever, I mean forever and ever. Baby, stop doing that. All right, let's get on the road. This is the pillowcase that I was using to throw over their heads. Carl, you can see, has, in all of his efforts to remove the pillowcase from around his neck and head area, he literally ripped it to shreds. But I am happy to announce that here we are the day after. Our birds are right there inside the barn, where they will stay for a couple of days to let them kind of figure out who's who and what's what. Bulls are very interested, but the birds are fine. It was a safe trip over, and they unloaded perfectly. We did that on a live video. And so it's just a blessing to have the birds over here, and not to worry in case you have not been around that long. The bulls and the birds will get along fine. I've run the birds with cows and horses, goats, alpaca, donkeys. They've always been a really integral part of our herds, no matter where we have them. So they're going to be fine. They're inside the barn for a couple of days just to help them calm down. Let me check for any kind of wounds or injuries they may have, like medicate. But no, as of today, the first morning after, they're getting along just fine. They've eaten, they've been drinking, and they're really, really doing wonderful. As a matter of fact, if you can see, they're having a bite to eat this morning. And then of course our bulls are just showing off a little bit. So that was a successful move. And let's hope to God they never have to be moved again. Miss Julie and Mark have come over to get a set of steps. And while she's here, I'm like, oh, hold on. You ain't leaving that fast, Julie. I said, you ain't leaving that fast. You got a job to do. And I've given her the job of feeding Caroline. Now, what was really cute is while we were walking over, Caroline come running. She saw us, and she brought a friend with her. Let me see if I can find her friend. So there's her little friend over there. She brought Libby with her. Now, all of the moms are off in the far distance. The moms are on the far tree line, but Caroline brought Libby over with her. Libby's not sure what's going on. Isn't that funny? She brought a friend.
I'm glad that they've all started being social with her.
I am too.
We have watched every birth. I've cried.
Oh.
I've laughed.
We've had a rough season. I'll tell you what, we've had a rough go this time around.
Now, could you sit down and do that, Julie?
No.
You can try. I have a chair right there in that little barn.
This is only the second time I've ever bottle fed a calf.
Second time to bottle feed. Now, you guys are going to take them steps. You said you have a little spot, a little landing that goes down towards a little beach area.
Yeah, at our lake house at Living.
And that's going to help you get down to that. That's going to be a wonderful thing for them steps. And I don't use them here. That is the funniest thing to me, that she brought a friend with her. Oh no, look who's coming. Mom. Mom of that friend. And she's like, I didn't give you permission to run way over there. That's cute how they sometimes get separated. Did you see the video where that little Libby got inside the other pasture accidentally?
I did.
Oh no, Mom's gonna be mad. Mom's calling her back. Mom is calling her back. She's like, I'm waiting for Caroline.
Okay, Caroline, it is empty.
Oh, baby, you're such, oh,
empty.
sweet baby,
It's
Jesus.
Empty. It's empty.
Now get her legs, Caroline.
Now it's time for hickeys on your legs, yeah.
No, she go.
I get all the hickeys on my legs then. I thought.
There's Libby running.
Oh,
Mama is running.
Oh, Mom's done getting onto her now. Mom is not happy at all. Where's Libby? Oh, she's behind that roll of hay. Oh boy, Libby's in trouble now. Libby's in trouble now. Look at this calf. Look at that. She just... I'll close that gate right there. All right, so for those who are interested in the big birds and how they're going to live here at the JL Ranch property. So as of right now, the birds, meaning my ostriches, are still here inside the barn. And I'm going to leave them in here for one more night before I let them into the pastures. As of right now, the bulls have kind of stopped being so curious. They've gone off to do their grazing. And so I'm taking this chance to clean out my Blue Lagoon water trough, the big water trough, which is over here. I'm going to end up moving it over to this area through here. I've stretched my hose out so my hose does reach. I'll find me a piece of flat ground through here and I'll set up that Blue Lagoon. Now, the only problem with having the Blue Lagoon so far out is the fact that it is going to get some daytime sun. It's going to get sun from the time it clears those trees there until about noon or so over here. But with having 500 gallons of a tank, it's not going to make it where the tank is too hot to drink. All right, so we're not concerned about that. And of course, it'll have the entire rest of the day will be shaded. And so I'm also going to come by and feed the big birds on the outside of this fence. This is my driveway. It's one that we don't use, but I wanted to, when I built the fences, I wanted to build my fence here and allow myself a DMZ. I don't maintain this fence or this pasture, this driveway at all, but it is mine. I'll bring my mower over, my big tractor mower, and clean it up good. And then I do believe that I'll put the birds' feed troughs over here on this side, the same way I did at the other property, so that the birds can get to their feed, but the cows can't mess with them, the bulls. I'll open up the barn again for the bulls, and they'll eat from their feed buggy and from their roll of hay. And of course, the bulls enjoy sleeping there under the barn. We do have a very big light over here. That's a nice, bright nighttime light, dusk to dawn, that comes on. And so the birds, I'm pretty sure, will lay up in this area over here. And I think it's going to work out wonderful for them. This winter, whenever we end up losing this green grass here, I will plant ryegrass seed sometime in October. And that ryegrass will give us a winter source of green as well. And not only will the cows, but also these big birds will eat ryegrass, absolutely. So we should be able to see the birds grazing by day. And they'll have their grain here in the afternoon. And so I think it's going to be a great setup for them. The reason I want to move the Blue Lagoon over is because having it here in this corner, I don't think is the best idea. I think that the birds are going to always want to have an escape route, and they just, you know, their entire livelihood is based on escape routes. They always want to have and see a way out. And so by having the Blue Lagoon over here, gives them plenty of places to see what's coming their way, and they'll be a lot more, they'll feel a lot more comfy in coming up to get a drink of water, and than they would if it were somewhere, you know, confined into a corner spot over there. Just think about animals in nature, how they always want to make sure they have an escape route. And so no different for these ostriches, all right? They're doing great. You see Tina's over there having her a morning snack. Carl and Debbie are fine. And this is going to be a really good move. This is going to be a great move. Like I said, my plans are to come by and mow out this lane so I can walk through here without getting in the high grass. I don't want to get ticks and things when I come out to feed. I'll cut all of this down. And in case you guys don't know, this is just kind of an extra tidbit of information. You know that this is my driveway. This is one of the driveways that come up to the JL Ranch. We don't use it, but I wanted to make sure I left it for just in case we ever want to bring the trailer or the RV or something out. We can come straight down this driveway. It's a nice solid driveway. There's no holes, there's no washouts, there's not any places where water stands, and there's even a rock base. It's like an iron ore base. My property line, I don't know if you can see through the phone, but my property line is right there at that fence. So this is in fact my driveway, and it goes all the way down right beside the pastor's home down there, and it comes right out onto the highway. So I'm going to go ahead and mow that out, and I probably should continue to maintain it and make it look a little bit nicer. I just don't want people from the road trying to come up it. There is a gate over there, but I just rather people from the road not try to utilize it, so I just let it grow. But I will work on that. Okay, so in case you're wondering about everything, that's my plans for the big birds. And guys, they're going to do great over here. They're going to do wonderful. I can promise you that. And you'll be surprised to see how well, you know, they get along with the bulls. And like I've already said, both Waylon and Tex have already shared pastures with the big birds. There's never been an issue. Chucky will be the only one who's having to learn like who's who and what's what. But I promise you, it won't be long before they're going to all be one big happy family. Chucky Poo has come over to help me try to clean out this blue lagoon. And he's like, I'm not good with this. We need some more bleach and a scrub brush. So I'm like, Chucky, that's just what I'm doing. I got bleach and a scrub brush. And as I work, he's inspecting my work here, okay? So, I know it's gonna be real hard to make you happy, sir. Some people are just never really happy. All right. Now we'll be able to see what spots we missed. Of course, Tex has to come by and do the final inspection. Don't forget, he is our alpha herd leader, our high horse, if you will, and everything has to go through Tex. Do y'all ever wonder why people like Clorox don't reach out to us for sponsorship ideas? Seriously, people like Clorox and those who make the muffins, why don't they ever reach out for sponsorship stuff? So I'm filling up the waters, and Emperor Ed and Liberty Belle have both come over to lay here in the shade of the barn. And I think that's adorable. Now, the only thing is, I also brought me, oh Lord, well, so much for that. Bye, Ed. Is Patsy babysitting them? Because that's not even her baby. She's just kind of keeping an eye out. Look at Libby, though. Now listen, Libby's right here. Look how far down the hill her mom is. And I don't see Caroline. I've come out to feed Caroline. I also have me a baby. Uh-oh. I hear Caroline. I don't see her, but I hear her. Caroline! Caroline! I don't know where she's at. But I am filling up the water troughs here. And then I'll walk down and find Caroline to give her the baba. It's the midday. Oh, don't get up, sweet Libby. I'm sorry, sweet baby. Oh, sweet baby. You're a good girl, baby. And then, looky here. Jezebel has laid King Georgie down somewhere and can't find him, I'm afraid. Now, she's not completely panicked, but she is walking around like, oh, golly gee, look. There's a calf right there, and I never knew it. Well, hello there, Kirk. Hi, Mr. Charlie Kirk. Captain, my captain. Hello there, Mr. Kirk. Mr. Charlie. He was laying there and I never knew it. You don't have to run to your mama. Guys, I never saw him laying there. He's like, don't y'all leave me alone. Mom, I'm coming over there because that crazy man has his phone out and he's calling me captain again. He's just calling me captain. I've come down to feed my baby. Here we go. Looky here, I got your baba, love. You hungry? Are you so hungry right now? You're sitting there having a nap? Thinking you wouldn't mind having a bite to eat before your nap? Your midday nap? Okay. Hello there, Captain Kirk. He's peeking at us. I know you guys don't want to hear this, and you don't know what to tell me to do. But this cow across the way, the neighbor's cow, is showing signs of distress. She has, in fact, lost her baby. I'm over here bottle feeding Caroline. All of our cows are fine, but she's walking around in absolute hysterics, and she cannot find her calf. Waylon, can I see behind you right quick? Just want to check my water flow. Guys, Waylon is trying to protect the Blue Lagoon at all costs. He's like really impressed with how clean this water is. And that makes me happy because tomorrow we'll be letting our big birds in, and that will be their primary source of water. Waylon, don't dirty the water. No, sir. See, that's what happens. He starts throwing dirt around. Waylon, he starts throwing dirt. And then that dirt gets to the water. Waylon, sir, can we keep this water clean? He starts throwing dirt, and it gets into the water. And that's why we can't have nice things. Roman's like, no, it's just not my thing, Dad. It's just not my thing.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.